I also realized I streamed on the wrong YT account this morning. I was streaming on my old one and I forgot to change back. I was wondering why the chat wasn't working. But I'm up there now. Also, guys, I have my Instagram set up. I got my Instagram account set up where I will be posting all my reels. I posted for 2 days now, and I have I've had 23,000 views in the past 2 days on my reels. Not many likes. It's in the Discord. Sorry. It's just fun. I'm the type of person, Yabo, that I have to, if I do something, I have to do it 100% of my abilities. So I'm doing it as much as I possibly can. I just enjoy it. It's good fun. If something comes of it, cool. If nothing happens, also cool. But yeah, I'll be reading in about a couple minutes. How many chapters? Pages this chapter, sorry. Final chapter, guys. Yes. And this chapter is... It's a medium-sized chapter. It's not a huge chapter. It's a medium-sized chapter. I forgot to today, but I will notify if I do on the weekend. If I do on the weekend, it'll be like mid-afternoon. It'll be like mid-afternoon or evening. I don't know when. Depends how long the racing takes. Yeah, I was wondering why the what what book am I reading on stream? Taiki. Guys, Taiki's here. No. I'm not really I'm not even no, you know what? I'm not even gonna show the stream that, actually. No, I genuinely can't. I genuinely can't. I'm scared that I would get, like, blacklisted. Ah, you know what? Screw it. Screw it. Here you go. I'm only showing it for a little bit, guys. I'm only showing it for a little bit. Now look, here you go. Only for a little bit. And it's moving away. It's gone. It's gone, guys. Let's just say Caleb's pretty into butts, so I guess that's his type of thing he wants me to read. Yeah, it's pretty scary. Okay, guys, I'm starting reading now. What's the time? 9:05. We're beginning. Opening. Yeah, I genuinely thought Caleb had like an actual book for me to. I genuinely thought Caleb had an actual book. That's fine. In the Beninging. In the Beninging. I also, guys, for those who missed out on the IRL stream today, I also showcased the new dance I'll be doing whenever I get a 100-bit donation or more. It's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool. You did, Adara. I did it heaps. I even did it for Sophia. It's pretty scary. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I don't know why you did that. Guys, here we go. We're reading now. You guys have fun chatting. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, Chapter 22. Harry! Hermione was tugging at his sleeve, staring at her watch. We've got exactly 10 minutes to get back down to the hospital wing without anybody seeing us, or Dumbledore locks the door. Okay, said Harry, wrenching his gaze from the sky. Let's go. They slipped through the doorway behind them and down a tightly spiraling stone staircase. As they reached the bottom of it, they heard voices. They flattened themselves against the wall and listened. It sounded like Fudge and Snape. They were walking quickly along the corridor at the foot of the staircase. Only Dumbledore's not going to make difficulties, Snape was saying. The kiss will be formed immediately. As soon as McNair returns to the Dementors, this whole black affair has been highly embarrassing. I can't tell you how much I'm looking forward to informing the Daily Prophet that we've got him at last. I dare say they'll want to interview you, Snape. And once young Harry's back in his right mind, I'll expect he'll want to tell the Prophet exactly how you saved him. Harry clenched his teeth. He caught a glimpse of Snape's smirk as he and Fudge passed Harry's and Hermione's hiding place. Harry clenched his teeth. Their footsteps died away. Harry and Hermione waited a few moments before to make sure they'd really gone, then started to run in the opposite direction, down one staircase, then another, along a new corridor, then they heard a cackling ahead. Peeves! Harry muttered, grabbing Hermione's wrist. In here! They tore in a deserted classroom to their left, just in time. Peeves seemed to be bouncing along the corridor in tearing spirits, laughing his head off. Oh, he's horrible, said Hermione, her ear to the door. I bet he's all excited about how the Dementors are going to finish Sirius. She checked her watch. 3 minutes, Harry. They waited until Peeves' gloating voice had faded into the distance, then slid back out of the room and broke into a run again. Hermione, what'll happen if we don't get back inside before Dumbledore locks the door? Harry panted. I don't want to think about it, Hermione moaned, checking her watch again. 1 minute. They had reached the end of the corridor with the hospital wing entrance. Okay, I hear Dumbledore, said Hermione tensely. Harry, come on. They crept along the corridor. The door opened. Dumbledore's back appeared. I am going to lock you in, they heard him saying. It is 5 minutes to midnight, Miss Granger. 3 turns should do it. Good luck. Dumbledore backed out of the room, closed the door, and took out his wand to magically lock it. Panicking, Harry and Hermione ran forwards. Dumbledore looked up, and a wide smile appeared under the long silver mustache. Well, he said quietly. We did it, said Harry breathlessly. Sirius is gone. On Buckbeak. Dumbledore beamed at them. Well done. I think. He listened intently for any sound within the hospital wing. Yes, I think you've gone too. Get inside, I'll lock you in. Harry and Hermione slipped back inside the dormitories. It was empty except for Ron, who was still lying motionless at the end of the bed. As their locks clicked behind them, Harry and Hermione crept back onto their beds, Hermione tucking the time turner back under her robes. Next moment, Madame Pomfrey had come striding back out of her office. Did I hear the headmaster leaving? How am I supposed to look after my patients now? She was in a very bad mood. Harry and Hermione thought it was best to accept their chocolate quietly. Madame Pomfrey stood over them, making sure they ate it, but Harry could hardly swallow. He and Hermione were waiting, listening, their nerves jangling. And then, as they both took a fourth piece of chocolate from Madame Pomfrey, they heard a distant roar of fury echoing somewhere above. "What was that?" said Madame Pomfrey in alarm. Now they could hear angry voices growing louder and louder. Madame Pomfrey was standing at the door. "Really? They'll wake everyone up. What do they think they're doing?" Harry was trying to hear what the voices were saying. They were drawing nearer. "He must have disappeared, Severus. We should have left somebody in the room with him. When he gets out." "He didn't disappear," Snape roared, now very close to hand. "You can't apparate or disapparate inside the castle. This has something to do with Potter." "Severus, be reasonable. Harry's been locked up." Bam! The door opened and the hospital wing burst open. Fudge, Snape, and Dumbledore came striding into the ward. Dumbledore alone looked calm. Indeed, he looked as though he was quite enjoying himself. Fudge appeared angry, but Snape was beside himself. "Out with it, Potter!" he bellowed. "What did you do?" "Professor Snape!" shrieked Madame Pomfrey. "Control yourself!" "See here, Snape, be reasonable," said Fudge. "This door's been locked. We just saw. They helped him escape. I know it." Snape howled, pointing at Harry and Hermione. His face was twisted. Spit was flying from his mouth. "Calm down, man," Fudge barked. "You're talking nonsense." "You don't know Potter," shrieked Snape. "He did it. I know he did it." "That will do, Severus," said Dumbledore quietly. "Think about what you're saying. This door has been locked since I left the ward 10 minutes ago. Madame Pomfrey, have these students left their bed?" "Of course not," said Madame Pomfrey, bristling. "I've been here ever since you left." "Well, there you have it, Severus," said Dumbledore calmly. "Unless you are suggesting that Harry and Hermione are able to be in two places at once, I'm afraid I don't see any point in troubling them further." Snape stood there, seething, staring from Fudge, who looked thoroughly shocked at his behavior, to Dumbledore, whose eyes were twinkling behind his glasses. Snape whirled about, robe swishing behind him, and stormed out of the ward. "Good morning, Odyssey. This is the final chapter." "Fellow seems unbalanced," said Fudge, staring after him. I'd watch out for him if I were you, Dumbledore." "Oh, he's not unbalanced," said Dumbledore quietly. "He's just suffered a severe disappointment." "He's not the only one," said Fudge. "Daily Prophet's gonna have a field day. We had Black cornered. He slipped through our fingers yet again. All it needs now is for the story of the Hippogriff escape to get out, and I'll be a laughing stock. Well, I better go notify the Ministry." "And the Dementors." "Hi, Kendall," said Dumbledore. "They'll be removed from the school, I trust." "Of course they'll have to go," said Fudge, running his fingers distractingly through his hair. "Never dreamed they'd attempt to administer the kiss on an innocent boy. Completely out of control. No, I'll have him packed off back to Azkaban tonight. Perhaps we should think about dragons at the school entrance." "Hagrid would like that," said Dumbledore, with a swift smile at Harry and Hermione. As he and Fudge left the dormitory, Madame Pomfrey hurried to the door and locked it again. Muttering angrily to herself, she headed back to her office. There was a low moan from the other side of the ward. Ron had woken up. They could see him sitting up, rubbing his head, looking around. "What happened?" he groaned. "Harry, why are you here? Where's Sirius? Where's Lupin? What's going on?" Harry and Hermione looked at each other. "You explain," said Harry, helping himself to some more chocolate. When Harry, Ron, and Hermione left the hospital wing at noon the next day, it was to find an almost deserted castle. Sweltering heat at the end of the exams meant that everyone was taking full advantage of another Hogsmeade visit. Neither Ron nor Hermione felt like going, however, so they and Harry wandered into the grounds, still talking about the extraordinary events of the previous night and wondering where Sirius and Buckbeak were now. Sitting near the lake, watching the giant squid waving its tentacles lazily above the water, Harry lost the thread of the conversation as he looked across to the opposite bank. The stag had galloped towards him from here just last night. A shadow fell across them, and they looked up to see a very bleary-eyed Hagrid, mopping his sweaty face with one of his tablecloth-sized handkerchiefs and beaming down at them. "No, I shouldn't be happy after what happened last night," he said. I mean, Black escaping again and everything, but guess what? What? They said, pretending to look curious. Beaky escaped, he said. He's free. Been celebrating all night. That's wonderful, said Hermione, giving Ron a reproving look because he looked as though he was close to laughing. Yeah, could have tied him up properly. Can't have tied him up properly, said Hagrid, gazing happily out over the grounds. I was worried this morning, mind. Thought he might have let Professor Lupin back into the grounds. But Lupin said he never ate anything last night. What? Said Harry quickly. Blimey, haven't you heard? Said Hagrid. His smile fading a little, he lowered his voice, even though there was nobody around. Snape told all the Slytherins this morning. Thought everyone know by now. Professor Lupin's a werewolf, see? And he was loose in the grounds last night. He was packing now, of course. He's packing? Said Harry, alarmed. Why? Leaving, isn't he? Said Hagrid, looking surprised that Harry had to ask. Resigned first thing this morning. Says he can't risk it happening again. Harry scrambled to his feet. I'm going to see him, he said to Ron and Hermione. But if he's resigned... Doesn't look like there's anything we can do. I don't care. I still want to see him. I'll meet you back here. Lupin's door was open. He had already packed most of his things. The Grindylows' empty tank stood next to his battered old suitcase, which was open and nearly full. Lupin was bending over something on his desk and only looked up when Harry knocked on the front door. I saw you coming, said Lupin, smiling. He pointed to the parchment he had been poring over. It was the Marauder's map. I just saw Hagrid, said Harry, and he said you'd resigned. It's not true, is it? I'm afraid it is, said Lupin. He started opening his desk drawers and taking out the contents. Why? Said Harry. The Ministry of Magic don't think you are helping Sirius, do they? Lupin crossed to the door and closed it behind Harry. No. Professor Dumbledore managed to convince Fudge that I was trying to save your lives, he sighed. That was the final straw for Severus. I think the loss of the Order of Merlin hit him hard, so he, accidentally let it slip that I was a werewolf this morning at breakfast. You're not leaving because of that, said Harry. Lupin smiled wryly. This time tomorrow, the owls will start arriving from parents. They will not want to see a werewolf teaching their children, Harry. And after last night, I see their point. I could have bitten any of you. That must never happen. You're the best defense against the dark arts teacher we've ever had, said Harry. Don't go. Lupin shook his head and didn't speak. He carried on emptying his drawers. Then, while Harry was trying to think of a good argument to make him stay, Lupin said, From what the headmaster told me this morning, you saved a lot of lives last night, Harry. If I'm proud of anything, it's how much you've learnt. Tell me about your Patronus. How do you know about that? Said Harry, distracted. What else could have driven the Dementors back? Harry told Lupin what happened. When he'd finished, Lupin was smiling again. Yes, your father was always a stag when he transformed, he said. You guessed right. That's why we call him Prongs. Lupin drew his few last books into his case, closed the desk drawers, and turned to look at Harry. Yeah, I bought this from the Shrieking Shack last night, he said, handing Harry back the invisibility cloak. And he hesitated, then held out the Marauder's map too. I am no longer your teacher, but I don't feel guilty giving this back as well. It's of no use to me, and I dare say Ron and Hermione will find uses for it. Harry took the map and grinned. You told me Wormtail, Padfoot, and Prongs would have wanted to lure me out of school. You said they'd have thought it was funny. And so we would have, said Lupin, now reaching down to close his case. I have no hesitation in saying that James would have been highly disappointed if his son had never found any of the secret passages out of the castle. There was a knock at the front door. Harry hastily stuffed the Marauder's map in the invisibility cloak into his pocket. It was Professor Dumbledore. He didn't look surprised to see Harry here. Your carriage is ready to go, Remus, he said. Thank you, Headmaster. Lupin picked up his old case and the empty Grindylow tank. Well, goodbye, Harry, he said, smiling. It has been a real pleasure teaching you. I feel we'll meet again sometime. Headmaster, there is no need to see me to the gates. I can manage. Harry had the impression that Lupin wanted to leave as quickly as possible. Goodbye, Remus, said Dumbledore somberly. Lupin shifted to the Grindylow tank that slightly so that he and Dumbledore could shake hands. Then finally, with a final nod to Harry and a swift smile, Lupin left the office. I'll show you a photo of him after. Jordan? Harry sat down in his vacated chair, staring glumly at the floor. He heard the door close and looked up. Dumbledore was still here. Why are you so miserable, Harry? He said quietly. You should be very proud of yourself after last night. It didn't make any difference, said Harry bitterly. Pettigrew still got away. Didn't make any difference, said Dumbledore quietly. It made all the difference in the world, Harry. You helped uncover the truth. You saved an innocent man from a terrible fate. Terrible? Something stirred in Harry's mind. Greater and more terrible than ever before. It's Trelawney's prediction. Professor Dumbledore, yesterday when I was having my divination exam, Professor Trelawney went very, very strange. Indeed? Said Dumbledore. Stranger than usual, you mean? Stranger than usual, you mean? Yes. Her voice went all deep and her eyes rolled, and she said Voldemort's servant was going to set out to return him before midnight. She said the servant would help him back to his power. Harry stared up at Dumbledore. And then she sort of became normal again, and she couldn't remember anything she'd said. Was she making a real prediction? Dumbledore looked mildly impressed. Do you know, Harry, I think she might have been, he said thoughtfully. Who'd have thought it? That brings her total of real predictions up to 2. I should offer her a pay rise. Thank you for the gifts, Odyssey. But Harry... But... Harry looked at him aghast. How could Dumbledore take this so calmly? But I stopped Sirius and Professor Lupin from killing Pettigrew. That means it's my fault if Dumbledore comes back. It does not, said Dumbledore quietly. Hasn't your experience with the Time Turner taught you anything, Harry? The consequences of our actions are always so complicated, so diverse, that predicting the future is a very difficult business indeed. Professor Trelawney, bless her, is living proof of that. You did a very noble thing in saving Pettigrew's life. But if he helps Voldemort back to power... Pettigrew owes his life to you. You have sent Voldemort a deputy who is in your debt. When one wizard saves another wizard's life, it creates a certain bond between them. And I'm much mistaken if Voldemort wants his servant in debt of Harry Potter. Thank you for more gifts, Odyssey. I don't want to bond with Pettigrew, said Harry. He betrayed my parents. This is magic at its deepest. It's most impenetrable, Harry. Trust me, the time may come when you will be very glad to save Pettigrew's life. Harry couldn't imagine what that would be. Dumbledore looked as though he knew what Harry was thinking. I knew your father very well, both at Hogwarts and later, Harry, he said gently. He would have saved Pettigrew too, I am sure of it. Harry looked up at him. Dumbledore wouldn't laugh. He couldn't tell Dumbledore. Last night, I thought it was my dad who'd conjured my Patronus. I mean, when I saw him across the lake, I thought I was seeing him. An easy mistake to make, said Dumbledore softly. I expect you're tired of hearing it, but you do look extraordinarily like James, except for your eyes. You have your mother's eyes. Harry shook his head. It was stupid thinking it was him, he muttered. I mean, I knew he was dead. You think the dead we have loved ever truly leave us? You think we don't recall them more clearly than ever in times of great trouble? Your father is alive in you, Harry, and shows himself most plainly when you need him. How else could you have produced that particular Patronus? Wrongs rode again last night. It took a moment for Harry to realize what Dumbledore had said. Sirius told me all about how they became Animagi last night, said Dumbledore, smiling. An extraordinary achievement, not least keeping it quiet from me. And then I remembered the most unusual thing from your Patronus. Took when it charged Mr. Malfoy down at the Quidditch match against the Ravenclaw. So, you did see your father last night, Harry. You made him inside yourself. And Dumbledore left the office, leaving Harry to his very confused thoughts. Nobody at Hogwarts knew the truth of what happened that night. The night that Sirius, Buckbeak, and Pettigrew had vanished except Harry, Ron, Hermione, and Professor Dumbledore. As the end of the term approached, Harry heard many different theories about what had really happened, but none of them came close to the truth. Malfoy was furious about Buckbeak. He was convinced that Hagrid had found a way of smuggling the Hippogriff to safety, and seemed outraged that he and his father had been outwitted by a gamekeeper. Percy Weasley, meanwhile, had much to say on the subject of Sirius's escape. "If I manage to get into the Ministry, I'll have a look at the proposals to make about magic law enforcement," he told the only people who would listen to him, his girlfriend, Penelope. Though the weather was perfect, though the atmosphere was so cheerful, though he knew they had achieved that near impossible in helping Sirius to freedom, Harry had never approached the end of school year in worse spirits. He certainly wasn't the only one who was sorry to see Professor Lupin go. The whole of the Harry's Defense Against Dark Arts class was so miserable about his resignation. "Wonder who they'll give us next year," said Seamus Finnegan. "Maybe a vampire," said Dean Thomas hopefully. It wasn't only Professor Lupin's departure that was weighing on Harry's mind. He couldn't help thinking a lot about Professor Trelawney's prediction. He kept wondering where Pettigrew was now, whether he sought sanctuary with Voldemort yet. But the thing that was lowering Harry's spirits most of all was the prospect of returning to the Dursleys. For maybe half an hour, a glorious half an hour, he had believed he would be living with Sirius from now on, his parents' best friend. It would have been the next best thing to having his own father back. And while no news of Sirius was definitely good news, because it meant he had successfully gone into hiding, Harry couldn't help feeling miserable when he thought of home, the home he might have had, and the fact that it was now impossible. The exam results came out on the last day of term. Harry, Ron, and Hermione had passed every subject. Harry was amazed that he had got through potions. He had a shrewd suspicion that Dumbledore had stepped in to stop Snape failing him on purpose. Snape's behaviour towards Harry over the past week had been quite alarming. Harry wouldn't have thought it was possible that Snape's dislike for him could increase, but it certainly had done. A muscle twitched unpleasantly at the corner of Snape's thin mouth every time he looked at Harry, and he was constantly flexing his fingers as though itching to place them around Harry's throat. Percy got his top grade newts. Fred and George scraped a handful of owls together. Gryffindor House, meanwhile, largely thanks to their spectacular performance in the Quidditch Cup, had won the house championship for the third year running. This meant that the end-of-term feast took place, and decorations of scarlet and gold, and that Gryffindor table was the noisiest of the lot. As everybody celebrated, even Harry managed to forget about his journey back to the Dursleys next day as he ate, drank, talked, and laughed with the rest. Thank you for the thumbs up, Nino. As the Hogwarts Express pulled out of the station next morning, Hermione gave Harry and Ron some surprising news. "I went to see Professor McGonagall this morning, just before breakfast. I've decided to drop Muggle studies." "But you passed your exam with 320%, said Ron. "I know," said Hermione, "but I can't stand another year like this one. That time turn, it was driving me mad. I've handed it in. Without Muggle studies and divination, I'll be able to have a normal timetable again." "I still can't believe you didn't tell us about it," said Ron grumpily. "We're supposed to be your best friends." "I promised I wouldn't tell anyone," said Hermione severely. She looked around at Harry, who was watching Hogwarts disappear from view behind a mountain. 2 whole months before he'd see it again. Thank you for more gift, Odyssey. "Oh, Harry, cheer up." "I'm okay," said Harry quickly. "Just thinking about the holidays." "Yeah, I've been thinking about them too," said Ron. "Harry, you've got to come and stay with us. I'll fix up with Mum and Dad, then I'll call you. I know how to use a Fellystone now." "A telephone." "A telephone, Ron," said Hermione. "Honestly, you should take Muggle studies next year." Ron ignored her. "It's the Quidditch World Cup this summer. How about it, Harry? Come and stay, and we'll go and see it. Dad usually gets tickets from work." This proposal had the effect of cheering Harry up a great deal. "Yeah, and I bet the Dursleys will be pleased to let me come, especially after what I did to Aunt Marge." Feeling considerably more cheerful, Harry joined Ron and Hermione in several games of Exploding Snap, and when the witch with the tea trolley arrived, he bought himself a very large lunch, though nothing with chocolate in it. But it was late in the afternoon before the thing that made him truly happy ever turned up. "Harry," Hermione said, suddenly peering over his shoulder, "what's that outside your window?" Harry turned to look outside. Something very small and grey was bobbing in and out of sight behind the glass. stood up for a better look and saw it was a tiny owl carrying a letter which was way too big for him. The owl was so small, in fact, that it kept tumbling over in the air, buffeted this way and that in the light train's slipstream. Harry quickly pulled down the window, stretched out his arm, and caught it. It felt like a very fluffy snitch. He bored it in carefully inside. Owl dropped its letter onto Harry's seat and began zooming around the compartment, apparently very pleased with itself. No, you're okay. You can, you can say as much as you want for accomplishing its task. Hedwig clicked her beak with a sort of dignified disapproval. Crookshanks sat up in his seat, following the owl with its great yellow eyes. Ron, noticing this, snatched the owl safely out of harm's way. Harry picked up the letter. It was addressed to him. He ripped it open, the letter, and shouted, "It's from Sirius!" "What?" said Harry and Hermione excitedly. "Read it out loud." "Dear Harry, I hope this finds you before you reach your aunt and uncle. I don't know whether they're used to this owl post. Buckbeak and I are in hiding. I won't tell you where in case this falls into the wrong hands. I have some doubt about the owl's reliability, but he is the best I could find, and he did seem eager for the job. I believe the Dementors are still searching for me, but they haven't hoped finding me here. I am planning to allow some muggles to glimpse me soon, a long way from Hogwarts, so that the security on the castle will be lifted. There is something I never got round to telling you during our brief meeting. It was I who sent you the firebolts." "Ha!" said Hermione triumphantly. "See, I told you it was from him." That scared the heck out of me too. "Yeah, but he hadn't jinxed it, had he?" said Ron. "Ouch!" The tiny owl was now hooting happily in his hand, had nibbled one of his fingers in what seemed he think was an affectionate way. "Crookshanks took the order to the outpost for me. I used your name, but told them to take the gold from Gringotts, vault number 711, my own. Please consider it as a 13th birthday worth of presents from your godfather. I would also like to apologize for the fright. I think I gave you the fright that night last year when you left your uncle's house. I'd only hoped to get a glimpse of you before starting my journey north, but I think the sight of me alarmed you. I am enclosing something else for you, which I think will make your next year at Hogwarts more enjoyable. If ever you need me, send word. Your owl will find me. I'll write again soon. Sirius." Hi, Frank. Hi, Lana. How are you? Harry looked eagerly inside the envelope. There was another piece of parchment in there. He read it thoroughly and through quickly and felt suddenly as warm as contented as though he'd swallowed a bottle of hot butterbeer in one go. "I, Sirius Black, Harry Potter's godfather, hereby give him permission to visit Hogsmeade at weekends." "That'll be good enough for Dumbledore," said Harry happily. He looked back at the Sirius's letter. "Hang on, there's a P.S. "I'm going great, thank you, Lana." "I thought your friend Ron might like to keep his owl, as it's my fault he no longer has a rat." Ron's eyes widened. The minute the owl was still hooting excitedly. "Keep him?" he said uncertainly. He looked closely at the owl for a moment, then to Harry and Hermione with great surprise. He held him out to Crookshanks to sniff. "What do you reckon?" Ron asked the cat. "Definitely an owl." Crookshanks purred. "That's good enough for me," said Ron happily. "He's mine." Harry read and reread the letter from Sirius all the way back to King's Cross Station. It was still clutched tightly in his hands as he, Ron, and Hermione stepped back through the barrier and platform 9 3/4. Harry spotted Uncle Vernon at once. He was standing a good distance from Mr. and Mrs. Weasley, eyeing them suspiciously. And when Mrs. Weasley hugged Harry in greeting, his worst suspicions about them had been confirmed. "I'll call you at the World Cup," Ron yelled after Harry as Harry bid him and Hermione goodbye, then wheeled the trolley bearing his trunk and Hedwig's cage towards Uncle Vernon's, who greeted him in his usual fashion. "What's that?" he snarled, staring at the envelope. Harry was still clutching at his hands. "If it's another fall for me to sign, you've got another—" "It's not," said Harry cheerfully. "It's a letter from my godfather." "Godfather?" sputtered Uncle Vernon. "You haven't got a godfather!" "Yes, I have," said Harry brightly. "He was my mum and dad's best friend. He's a convicted murderer, but he's broken out of wizard prison and is on the run. He likes to keep in touch with me, though. Keep up with the news. Check I'm happy." And grinning broadly at the look of horror on Uncle Vernon's face, Harry set off towards the station, Hedwig rattling alongside in front of him. what looked like a much better summer than last. Guys, it's done. Book 3. Done. Crazy. That's crazy, guys. The fact that we've done 3 books. Sorry, Lana, if you was wanting to chat, sorry, I was reading a book. If you're still there, I'm happy to chat now. Crazy stuff, man. Does anybody in the chat who hasn't seen it yet want to see my muffins that I made today? Also, say hi to Basil. Want to see my muffins? I'm pretty proud of them. Oh, muffin. I'm pretty proud of them, being honest. They were banana and dark chocolate. I wanted to put protein powder, but they wouldn't have been they would have been too thick, and I wasn't confident in being able to balance that out, so I decided not to. That was me. That was me. They're all in the fridge now. They were actually really good, considering they were my first ever muffin. They weren't the greatest thing in the world, but they were good. Thanks. So just letting you guys know, I'm gonna try and do it every week, at least once a week. At least once a week, I'm gonna do an IRL stream where I do some baking. Who's this Sam Storms person you speak of? Yes. One of my reels on my Instagram has 18 likes. Sick. So cool. Also, guys, for those who haven't already, I have added my in my socials, I've added a link to my Instagram. This is my streaming Instagram. We'll be posting a bunch of VODs. Yeah, you can. Not on TikTok. No, sorry. Not on TikTok. Yes. I know. I know. I'll post about it next time I go live. Don't stress. Yeah, I'll be posting. So I'm posting my videos onto YT. I'm posting them on the TikTok, and I'm also posting them onto my Instagram now as well. By the way, so if you don't scroll through, if you only scroll through one of those, you have different ways now. Thank you, Crank. Oh yeah, appreciate you. I've been posting I think that was my second day, and I haven't got that many likes, right? I haven't got that many likes, but I've had 23,000 views on my videos. 23,000 views. Crazy me. I could, if I was going to do that though, I'd need to set up a way for me to stream onto the Purple app as well at the same time, because I don't think there's a way. Is there a way for me to go back through my Is there a way for me to go back through my TikTok live? If there is, I can do it, but if there's not, I can't. Yeah, buddy. How dare you? How dare you? Oh. You guys hear that? You guys hear that? Can you guys hear that? Can you guys hear it? I don't know how it's gonna look on my bed. Wait. 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 It's really hard on my bed. Wait, I'll do it again. I'll do it again. Oh no. Can we do it on my knees? Like, I do it on my knees. Holy crap! Holy crap, that's hard work. Oh. You can clip it, Karma. You can literally clip that, Karma. You just have to type exclamation mark clip. You don't have to tell other people to clip it. Exclamation mark clip, guys, is how you clip stuff. Oh, did you get it in time? That's the question. Did you get it in time? Let's see. I know that's problem. I'm sorry. Ugh. Content. Let's see if you got it in time. Oh my gosh, you did. Holy crap. Okay, hear me out. Next time I do it, I'll put it into the full screen mode. Because it's like half and half right now. That way it's showing the full screen. I'll put it into this one. Ah! That's gay. That's gay. Oh yeah. Damn it. No, I tried giving Basil a muffin. And he just keeps using that bag of chips. Matt, you try so you try and take the chips off him. It's scary. He literally bit my hand earlier. He's feeling himself with those chips, man. Probably. Oh, I'm not saying that name. I tried to give him a new bag of chips. He's probably Samist. Probably. Probably Sam stuff. Yeah, it gives me that sense. Oh yeah. Yeah. How many? By the way, guys, huge news. We are now on the Red app. We are now up to wait, I got a new comment. I got a new comment. Guys, my videos on the Red app are actually getting people interacting with them now, which is sick. The one with the most likes has over 2,000 likes, but 2,000, not 2,000 likes, 2,000 views. 2,000 views. Post the baking videos. I'll try and find the thing, and then I'll just crop it down. I'll crop it down to like where I start baking, and then I'll just post it all as like one video. I think it went for about an hour, the cooking. I got really distracted. I did. I think. Well, I think if I locked in, it probably would have ended up worse. Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised I remembered to turn the oven on, if I'm being honest. But yeah, I'll try and get that sound. No worries. Thank you, Kendall. I'll see you next time. Thank you for joining. I'll try and get that sound, the music. Surely is that wait. I can't play that music, so it's from now on that freaking dance, now that I know it, it's gonna just be really awkward because there's gonna be no noise in that song. Copyright. In the clip section of my Purple app. It'll I'm pretty sure they get posted when I end the live, Karma. Let me have a look. Have a look. I literally danced in front of my sister doing that. I don't think that's gonna really bother me. I'm getting real numb to this type of stuff now. Oh wait, there you go. There you go. Holy crap! You just wait.
Holy crap!
Wait,
that's
I think.
hard
Give me a
work.
sec. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Watch this. Watch this.
You can clip it, Karma.
You
can literally
wait,
clip
let
that,
me
Karma.
pause this. Watch this. I'm gonna pause this. I'm gonna come in here. I'm gonna edit layout. I'm gonna move it this way. I'm gonna put it to like that. Right? No. I got it. Watch this. And then I can apply. And I can move it back. Ready? Watch this. Can we do it on my knees? Like, I do it on my knees. And so I go there. Right, like that.
Holy crap! Holy.
Then I can clip it down. So now if I go back to the beginning, it should only be like, watch this.
Holy crap!
I'm actually gonna cut out that holy crap. I wanted to only be the dance. I reckon that only that dance. And now this is every single time, by the way. Did I make a mistake? Possibly. Am I owning it? Yes.
Holy.
A little bit more. There we go. Now. No, wait. Frick. Wait, I messed up. There we go. This is good. This is a start. Should be good now. Hi, Jordan. Did you want to see the muffins now? There you go. Now I save it and say, Dante dance for the dot dot dot. What am? I'll show you now, Kaiser. Give me a sec. I'm just saving that clip. There you go. Now, muffin. How are you, Kaiser, by the way? Muffin. Muffin. They taste really good. They're really soft. Yep, they taste real good. They were actually really nice. I don't usually. Oh, they're nice. Oh, you're dancing, I assume. I don't usually eat muffins. I ate one because I made them, and that was it. And now look what I'm doing. This will be. You guys are getting a sneak peek. I'm gonna add to my story, and I'm also gonna share it right now. Dude, look at this. This is what I'm sharing right now. Thank you for the gift. I'm gonna share it to YT, the Tick of the Talk, and Instagram. There you go, look at that. Done. Been posted. What do we think, guys? You want 10 of them? Unfortunately, I don't think I can get them to you. Thank you for more gifts, Odyssey. What the heck? You're spoiling me tonight. Anyway, guys, that dance is now on my freaking socials. So make sure to go interact with those and give them some love. I'm in Melbourne. I don't think they'd make it to Melbourne. We go bad. Being honest. To everybody. Also, I'm hoping to have time to go get a haircut tomorrow. That's so fair, Karma. You're just a fake fan, I get it. Hoping to have time to get a haircut tomorrow. I'm thinking of just going short back and sides. Not bald, not a buzz. I'm kidding, Karma. I'll try my best. If I have time. Dreads. I'll just have one long. I'll keep this hair that goes like down to my nose. But no, it's just getting. It's like it's not only like really long and out of control. It's also if you're looking the hair. My hair's starting to get really dry. I will not be getting a Korean perm. No, thank you. My hair's starting to get really dry because it needs to be cut. So I'm gonna go try and get it done if I have time between. But we'll see. We'll see if I have time. I should have a bit of time in between. I'm not sure yet. It's this, right? So that's a Korean perm, right? No. They'll not be yet. because I'm not confident enough to pull off that hairstyle. Plus, it takes. We'll see. We will see. With that. I'm not getting a mullet. I refuse to get a mullet. I'd rather dive off a cliff into water. It'll be scary. No to the mullets. Down with the mullets. I am not getting a mullet. I don't. Oh, skullet. It's even worse. Trying to get my grandpa to get a skullet. Oh, you just missed it, Mia. Somebody send 100 bits. If somebody sends 100 bits on the purple app, I'll do it right now. Legally, I have to. But unless somebody does that, I will not be. Yeah, buddy. You know what? You know what? Give me a second, Mia. I'm setting it up now. I put my all into. I always put my all into everything. Can you see me? I'll go right here. I'm in the middle. I'm just gonna let it restart. I'm gonna let the music restart. Done. Woo! That song is a workout. That's what I'm saying. That song is a workout. Holy goodness. No, I said, guys, from now on, there'll be no, music. Again. I did. I can teach you how to do like that, Mia, in my next IRL stream. I can't do music. It's copyrighted. The music.
Hello, princess.
Thank you for the follow. Oh, wait. What? Wait, I'll do it on my knees too. I'll do it on my knees. I'll do it on my knees. I can teach you guys how to do it on my next IRL stream. I need to do everything on my knees from now on because that way you can see my head. Hello, princess. That's every time I get a new follower. Nick. Give me as Nick. I'm not sure who this is. Mia? Is it Mia? It's Mia. Okay. Locked in. Thank you, Mia. Gotcha. I see it now. I've got it. Yeah, thank you. Sorry, Mia. Every time somebody follows me, I do the whip. Every time somebody donates over 100 bits, I do that dance. And every time somebody subscribes, I twerk. Also, Mia, if you're not already, you can join my Discord. All my current followers. I've done like 1,000 whips, guys. Bye, Kaiser. Have a good night. You want me? No, I'm not twerk. I've already twerked for 40. I had to twerk for 45 seconds straight, guys. I think I've done my time. I think I did my time. Well, if it's for my hubby Rowan. No, I didn't set that system up. I would have rather not do that. but the money had already been sent to me at the time, so I physically had to, otherwise I would be like scamming people, and I'm not doing that crap. I don't want to. I did say it. I can't. I can't sit down and twerk though, guys. So I'm gonna have to stand up and twerk. Headphones are off. Headphones are off. Guys, for my own sanity. Oh, you're gonna do it anyway. Frick. 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 Why did I do this? I just hit my head on the fan. Hit my head on the fan. In the middle. Here we go. Yeah. I'm back. Nobody clipped it. That was my best bet. I can't twerk. I've never admitted to be a. What do you mean? I guess. What do you mean that wasn't twerking? That was my best try. That was my. I tried really hard just then. Oh, guys, nobody clipped it. That's unfortunate. Isn't that what twerking is? I don't know what. What the frick? Well, that's my best chance. That's my best attempt now. I'm sure I'll get better at it as thank you. I'm sure I'll get better at it if more people subscribe. Also, Mia, that little those little dudes you can see on the bottom of the screen walking around there. I'm not practicing with YouTube. I'm not practicing with that app. Those little dudes you can see on the bottom of the screen, you can customize those into whatever you want. Well, it's not whatever you want, but it's a bunch of different villages and you are on the screen. You can also interact with the screen. Watch this. Sorry, that's not what I meant to do. I'm sorry. Wait, that's not what I meant to do. Sorry, guys. No, that's not the one I meant to do. I didn't mean to do that. Look, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do this one. I meant to do this one. No, I meant to do this one, guys. You're still alive. You just went flying. Yes, Mia, did you want to Mia, did you want to oh that sucks. Mia, did you want me to invite you to the Discord server? Did you want to invite to the Discord server? There, that's the invite there. You can just click on the link. And then either myself or one of my mods will invite you in. Make sure as well, Mia. If Mia, are you still in the chat? I want to go over some things when you're in den chat. I'm sorry if you. So when you get in, you're gonna pick a star sign. That's fine. You can pick a star sign, and that's gonna give you access to everything. Is that copyrighted? If it's not copyrighted, it's copyrighted. I can't. And then you can come in here, and you can choose one of these colors. Choose one of these colors. And it'll change your name to that color. You can also then choose your region and your Hogwarts house too. Yeah, guys, unfortunately. Sorry all. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna clip that. I've already done it once today. That song's probably copyrighted, so otherwise I would. I did back yesterday, and whoo, what did I do? Did my best twerk. Oh well. Hey well. Guys, spoiler alert. I'm not very good at twerking. I'm gonna need to go and buy more drinks for my fridge tomorrow, I think. Second last one. Nope. Yeah, because that one was like $20 worth. I was a lot. I had a lot of people send me gifts to that twerk. Plus, I was standing up on the floor and I had solid footing. Okay. There you go, Mia. You have been invited in. Yeah, remember, Mia, quickly, once you do the onboarding, go to the get roles and pick one of these each. You'll get a custom color. There is also, Mia, there is also a Minecraft server and a Palworld server in the Discord as well. To get access to them, you either need to be a subscriber for 2 months, you need to boost the server twice, you can get level 10 in the Discord just by chatting, that's the easiest one. Or you can tier 3 subscribe on Really? That was strange. Welcome in. What color are you gonna choose? Welcome, Mia. This is Mia, guys. Say hello. Be nice. Guys, you're not gonna believe it, by the way. Guess what? This is huge. Ready? Ready for this? See, subscribers right now. 18. But I'm gonna update that quickly. We are now at 21 subscribers. Woo! Yeah, I feel like the Palworld server is not actually that popular. Palworld server is not actually that popular, unfortunately. Nice. And we've also gained a little bit more. I'll update these again while we're here. We are now up to 5. Discord members have gone up a little bit as well. -7, so 118. Someone must have left. Some people must have left the server because we had a couple people join. Go to the get roles. It's up the top. Up the top here. Get roles. Because we had a couple of people join. Oh well. I'd prefer them leave than be AFK. That's fine. So we're at still the same amount. That's fine. TikTok followers, I'm pretty sure we are at like 360 or something. Oh, we're close to 369. Yep. That's still the same. That's still the same. That's updated. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Okay, guys, I do have to get off now, though. I won't be. There is no gaming stream tomorrow, but there is still a reading stream tomorrow night. I know. There's still a reading stream tomorrow night. We'll be reading chapter 1 of The Goblet of Fire. Good fun. Good fun. New book. Whoop, whoop. And there won't be a gaming stream on Saturday and Sunday, but there might be an IRL stream if I have time. I'm gonna try and do IRL streams on the weekend, both days. Yeah, well, I've got the BMX state series round. The state series rounds, there's 2 of them. They go Saturday and Sunday all day. So I'll still be doing an IRL stream, but I won't be able to do a gaming stream, unfortunately. That's when I have time. Yeah. And then obviously the reading will still be a thing, guys. And we're not going to stop the reading just for that. No, local. About an hour and a half drive. Pretty cruisy. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna end the live here. You all have a fabulous time. I will see you all tomorrow in about 20 hours or so, give or take. Maybe 20, we'll go 23 hours. In about 23 hours, I'll see you all again. You are so welcome. I appreciate it. Thank you for the follow, Mia. What do you think of the book next to your name, by the way? By the way, Mia, that book upgrades the longer you're subscribed for. If you look at Adara and Karma's, their one is for the 2-month book. And then Sosa's is the 3-month book. And mine is the 1.5 year book. Oh yeah. Okay, I see Sosa's. Okay, guys, I'm ending the stream here. I'm ending the stream in 3, 2, 1. Bye-bye.